Have you ever found yourself wanting to solve a Rubik's Cube when you realize that all of your puzzles are sitting in pieces on your table? No? Well, I certainly have, which is why today I'm going to show you how to put any twisty puzzle back together in a matter of seconds. Let's go ahead and get started right away with the 2x2. This is almost the easiest end-by-end puzzle to assemble. Just grab the core, wiggle it around a little bit until the first 4 corner pieces get into their spots, and then insert the remaining 4 corner pieces all at once, just like this. And it's as easy as that. Your 2x2 is now fully reassembled. On to the 3x3. This one is relatively simple as well. Just piece together a little ring of center and edge pieces like this, grab 9 pieces to stick onto the left side of the cube like this, and then grab another 9 to stick onto the right side of the cube like this. And there we go. This method brings a whole new meaning to I just take it apart and put it back together solved. Now for a quick diversion. The Pyraminx is another one of the easier puzzles to assemble. Just wave your hands around until all the central pieces assemble themselves, then be sure to replace any remaining tips which are not as susceptible to magical hand waving. Here comes the first real difficult puzzle to assemble, the 4x4, which I see a lot of newer cubers struggle with. Basically, you start out by lining up the core with all its little silly inner pieces, and then at that point you're basically done. You just do a little move like this, and all the outer pieces will fall into place. I get all sorts of comments saying, you assembled a 9x9? I can't even assemble my 4x4. Well, now that I've shown you how to do it in under 10 seconds, I don't want to hear another comment like that ever again. Now, you may think that assembling the 5x5 works pretty much the same way, but you'd be wrong. Since 5 times 5 times 5 is greater than 100, that means putting it back together in a solid state is too much work for simple hand waving alone. Instead, there's a trick to it. You start out the same way you'd expect, just building up the first few pieces, but when you start bringing each side together, you must actually reassemble it into a checkerboard pattern. That way, it doesn't take quite as much energy just to get it into a cubic shape. And once it's back together, you can simply undo the checker pattern like this on each side, and your 5x5 is now both assembled and solved. So now that we're nearing the end, I have another little diversion. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure what puzzle this is, but the pieces do look pretty cool. Anyway, I guess we'll just grab the core like usual and put more pieces in until, let's see, and, oh, it's a Hexaminx. I wonder what that was doing sitting disassembled on my table. Oh well. Back on track to the 6x6. Now you may be thinking, hey, 6 times 6 times 6 is more than 100, so we have to put in a checkerboard, right? Wrong. I just made that up about the 5x5 to make it seem more impressive than it really was. In fact, despite the abundance of silly inner pieces, the 6x6 is actually by far the easiest puzzle to reassemble. Watch this. Ta-da! Finally, to round out the end-by-end puzzles, we have the 7x7. This one is moderately difficult, but really not that bad. It really only differs from the 6x6 in one major way, but for that, you're just gonna have to wait and see. So you pretty much just grab a couple of handfuls of pieces from the table, magically wave your hands around a little, and force all those pieces back together again. And you'll know you did it right when you see this, a little mini 3x3 sitting right on top. For some reason, this is actually essential to the quick assembly of a 7x7, making it a tad harder than the 6x6. Alright, there we go. 2x2 through 7x7 assembled with ease, with a few bonus puzzles along the way, but we still have time for one more puzzle, the grand finale. Let's bring in the Gigaminx. Not only am I going to be assembling this puzzle within seconds, but I'm also going to limit myself to using only my left pinky finger to do so. Here we go. Get ready for the most amazing Gigaminx assembly in history. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, and it's assembled. Woo! There we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this little demonstration of the world's fastest method to assemble any Rubik's Cube in existence, and I hope it helps the next time you encounter a table full of puzzles and pieces. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video, and I'll see you guys next time.